The Chamber is very excited to host this morning's discussion, The Path to Prosperity, Embracing New Americans in the Workforce. I'm joined here today by a fantastic composition of panel members who I'm so excited to have met and been able to work with over the past year and in my role as with the foundation. And today we're going to talk and learn about the best practices in attracting, hiring, and retaining new Americans. We'll also learn how to cultivate a welcoming environment and how that can lead to a more diverse and dynamic and productive workforce.
My name is Azad Barwari, and I work for Rural Minnesota SAP office. We are basically the job service of Moorhead, but we have a variety of programs for youth, seniors, dislocated workers, in addition to the biggest part of the service is, we call it MFIP, Minnesota Family Investment Program. Those are clients of social services. They receive cash assistance. They are transferred to us to help them with training and employment.
My name is Ibtisam. You can call me Sam. That's my Starbucks name. It's my favorite introduction. Glad it's getting traction. I'm the executive director of the New American Consortium in Fargo. We serve Fargo-Moorhead, but we have an office in South Fargo. The consortium works with refugees and immigrants that come into the community that need help with basic services, so applying for assistance programs. We usually work with people who have been here at any time of their transition. So it can be just newly arrived or after 5 years, but we work a lot more with people outside of the the first 5-year range, because that's been LSS in the past, and now it's LIRS, Lutheran Immigrant Refugee Resettlement Service. So some of the programs we provide are just basic needs, kind of social work, education classes, kind of English tutoring, workforce applications, help people apply, write resumes, women's health programming, and we just center ourselves somewhere in anything that works towards wellness and empowerment of new arrival refugees or immigrants into the community.
My name's Mike Arnson. I'm the head coach at Cardinal IG. Cardinal IG is North America's leading manufacturer of glass for the residential window industry. So the plant here in Fargo makes glass for Marvin Windows, Minn Kota Windows, and a few other regional window manufacturers. We're fortunate enough to have a very diverse team at Cardinal. We have people born in 36 different countries on 5 of the 7 continents.
I'm Leticia. I work with the Jeremiah program, and Jeremiah is JP is a nonprofit organization. So Jeremiah program has an innovative approach to supporting single moms who are attending college and their children, 2 generations at a time. So the goal is to disrupt the cycle of poverty 2 generations at a time. Through a holistic approach to the different supports that we extend to participants to our program. And so those supports include affordable, safe housing, and of course, access to college, and making sure that their children are getting the support they need to be ready in school, and helping the women create a sisterhood, like a strong sisterhood of like a community of peers that support each other, and one-on-one coaching, among many others. So that's what JP is about.
What are some of the common barriers that our new Americans face when they seek employment within our region, and how are these barriers, or how can these barriers be overcome to ensure equal access to job opportunities?
We almost always teach our clients at SAP office who would say it's not about what you know, it's about whom you know. Think about yourself moving to a country where you have no common cultural, religious, linguistic things in common. We teach our clients, we do job search classes, we do present those ideas, especially when there are 2 job counselors that are New Americans at our office, and I would do orientation in their languages for Kurdish Arabic speaking people. It helps, but we need more.
Kind of reaching out to communities and trying to understand where they are, and making sure that everybody understands what's available in this community, connect with the community so that they can understand what's available. Once they are already in that place and they are ready to go into the workplace, I think some of the challenges can be just childcare and transportation are the first ones that come up.
Can you think about even finding places? Who is hiring? You know, where are they? Where do I go? Where do I start? Like even really finding your bearings around a new city. It's even finding how to connect with your new communities, really. You don't even have any place to start.
You hear language barrier quite often. If you hear about a barrier, it's like, oh boy, that's a big wall. We're not going to be able to get around, right? But let's think of a way to make it work, right? And so with respect to language, what our team came up with was, hey, we have somebody that is fluent in English and Kurdish, right? Let's pair that person up with this candidate who speaks Kurdish but not English. And before long, believe me, that teammate from Kurdistan is immersed in the plant, in the operations of the plant, and begins to learn English. That's just an example of a challenge. And for each of these, in the end, you find that they're not really that big of a deal.
What role can businesses play in helping new Americans integrate into their communities to feel welcome and supported?
I think providing more resources for training people with language. Immersion is an important part of it. It doesn't matter what you know. If you cannot tell me who you are, what you know, your skills are dead, and you cannot take advantage of it. There are people that have some skills that are well paid here, but they don't speak language, so they cannot take advantage of that.
When refugees newly arrive into the community, they need to find a job as soon as possible. They can't just explore jobs for as long as they want. And so that's a lot of pressure to say yes to the first jobs. If there were some type of accommodations from the employer that allow people to settle into this in the first few months, then they will gain someone who believes in their growth and who's investing in them. And they will, likely stay and encourage other people and grow within the company.
So for me, it's like shifting the mindset, shifting the mindset and the narrative around refugees and new Americans. Making sure that really businesses, especially in North Dakota, understand that this is an economic issue. We're not talking about doing me a favor by hiring me. And sometimes businesses don't create that environment where we can say, well, you need a job, I need an employee, I think I can overlook your accent. Really seeing the person holistically and not just like this is a transaction, yes, we need each other, but I also am interested in you as a person. So those little things, but big things, changing the system and adjusting few things, maybe even investing some money up front to kind of make those accommodations, but keyword investing.
At SAP office, we used to teach job search classes, and we taught people how to do job interview, what to say, what not to say, what are the common questions, how to dress. Teach them some of those basic things. They are good, but they are not enough.
Maybe shifting how some of the practices that don't compromise the quality of the employees that you're looking for.
This question of what challenges do new Americans face in starting or running a business, and what can be done to support their entrepreneurial aspirations, I think is a fantastic one for us to dive into.
I don't know how common knowledge this is, but per capita, new Americans start new businesses faster than anyone else in the U.S.
I think it was 80% of new Americans will start a new business, and so that entrepreneurial spirit is there within the community.
I think one of the major challenges is navigating for resources. They don't know places like Small Business Administration, or they don't know how to start, where to start, how to get the license for business.
Yeah, I would say credit or capital can be a challenge. If someone is new to the area and, you have to prove you have credit or, you're trustworthy to start a business, get a loan, that can be a challenge that you definitely have to figure out how you can say, yes, you can trust me with this business idea. Maybe you need some time to develop that. Maybe you need a special program that allows you to get started.
It seems like Cardinal IG has become a recognized beacon for new Americans and has been very successful in building a diverse and dynamic workforce. How did Cardinal get to this place, and how can other businesses follow suit and start becoming more intertwined with the new American community and culture? Where do they start?
I wish I could say there's a big strategy, great plan, all that stuff, but really there wasn't. It happened. Many of those candidates that walked through the door with applications happened to be new Americans. We welcomed them. Many of us forget that our great-grandparents, or for some great-great-great-grandparents, and I mean, unless you're Native American in this room, right? Your family came from someplace else to seek a new opportunity in the United States. And so we should embrace immigration, right? Open your doors, embrace it, figure it out, just like you do all the other business challenges that you have.
I think it would help employers if their management, HR, are more aware of other cultures, so that cultural awareness would help to appreciate and embrace diversity. Diversity is enriching our community. It's not a weakness. They could contribute if you give them the opportunity. But if the opportunity is not there, it doesn't matter how ready they are, there is no opportunity. So awareness, cultural awareness, accepting the other the way they are, not the way I want them to be.
We all have biases, and we have to recognize what those might be, and then we have to work at overcoming those. But if you look at that person and you see somebody that can't, they'll never have the opportunity.
I think giving opportunities, seizing opportunities, and creating welcoming environments across our entire community is accepting each other for who we are and being accepted for who we are as well are great first steps in creating that inclusive workplace environment. I do want to thank you so much, Azad, Sem, Mike, and Leticia, for being here today and having a wonderful conversation. Thank you so much for being leaders in the community and doing what you do in serving our region. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope that you have a great day. Thank you.